this whole thing with voter ID. Have you guys seen what Scott Jennings did with CNN on voter ID? How?
Oh,
Have you seen that clip?
Yeah, it was perfect. They were so cornered.
Only one House Democrat voted in favor of voter ID, proof of citizenship in U.S. elections. So people want real people voting. We want everybody to just be straight up about it. But one House representative passed a massive election integrity bill on Wednesday despite opposition from the vast majority of Democrats. This is the SAVE Act that they're talking about. The the House Representative legislation that's aimed at keeping non-citizens from voting in the U.S. federal elections, but all but one House Democrat, Representative Henry Cuellar, Democrat, Texas, voted against the bill. It passed 218 to 213. It is an updated version of the Safeguarding America voter eligibility, also led by Roy, Representative, Republican, Texas, which passed the House April of 2025, but was never taken up to Senate. So, what is this, Rob? This is the Democrat?
This is the statement, from the Democrat.
Can you read that, Rob?
I support the Save America Act because I believe in a fundamental principle. American citizens should decide American elections. That principle strengthens our democracy and protects the value of every vote. This is the same secure but practical approach Texas already uses. Strong photo ID standards with real fallback options. And it's a big reason Texas has some of the strongest election security laws in the country. I want to explain clearly what this bill does and does not do. If you are already registered to vote, the status of your existing registration remains unchanged. For those registering for the first time, the bill also reflects real life. People get married, people get divorced, and people change their names. Those moments should never create uncertainty about whether someone can vote. That's why this bill requires states to accommodate name changes and accept multiple commonly held forms of identification. And if a citizen does not have those documents readily available, the bill provides a way to affirm citizenship through an affidavit. This approach protects election integrity while treating eligible voters with fairness and respect.
There you go.
At the end of the day, election security and voter access
Good
go
for
together.
Who is this guy, Rob? Can we go to him? Let's recognize him.
He's the
Henry
Color.
like a light-skinned black dude with glasses. Is that him?
Henry
Cuellar.
Cuellar. And he's from where? He's from Texas? San Antonio?
Oh, he's Latino?
Rio Grande?
Texas 28.
Okay. Go to CNN's clip. Well, good for you. Go to CNN's clip with Scott Jennings. Guys, you're going to hear one word 20 times in this clip, and that one word is how. Go ahead, Rob.
Rights is he taking away from black voters?
Oh, if we look at
the SAVE Act?
The SAVE Act, that's exactly what we're talking about. That is actually going to continue to disenfranchise overwhelmingly a lot of people of color. There are so many civil rights organizations that have run the data. If we look at the way that it is going to disenfranchise black voters, it's the same reason why Chuck Schumer called it Jim Crow 2.0.
So,
this is the same president. If we want to continue...
You haven't said how yet.
I am talking about it. It's the way that you're putting new poll taxes on this when you're making people have... That's what we can call them now. It's kind of an idiom, right? If you want to say that people have to prove that they are citizens, that they have to prove with a voter ID, the reality is you're layering what is a constitutional right for the American people and making it harder for people to vote in this country, and it's going to disenfranchise black voters.
Concern you that you're making all these claims? You've yet to lay out how it's hurting anyone, but 76% of black voters think we should show an ID to vote. 80% of Hispanic voters, 83% of the American people. Are you saying that black voters are too dumb to know what's good for them? What voting rights is he taking away from?
They go nuts after that.
Rob, if you can find that, because it's great, that clip. But, Tom, I'll come to you first. Your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, none of those people have read the bill. And I'll summarize what just happened there. We have been working for 5 years to get illegal voters in here, and I'll be damned if you're going to pass legislation that screws me up. Exactly. That's basic. So let me just translate that, right? It's like what you have here, the SAVE Act, the narrative on the SAVE Act was disenfranchises voter. We even had a local congressman on, and we had a good spirited conversation, Pat. Did you think? I thought that was a pretty good podcast.
Jared?
A week ago, yeah.
He was great.
But even he stuck to the narrative, and we kind of pushed him on it a little bit. We said, hey, you're gonna force these people to get an alternative form of identification. No, it's not. And God bless the congressman from San Antonio for spelling it out. These people, the bill came from the right. And so if it's coming from the right, it must be bad. And they have been, if anything, enfranchising illegal voters. No one's going to be disenfranchised. We want to enfranchise all legal citizens to vote. And I'm in favor of it. I won't speak for Pat, but I know he's in favor of it. A national day off to vote. That election day is like 4th of July, where we celebrate the freedom to vote, and everybody who's a citizen votes on that day. That's what we want. No one's trying to disenfranchise. This bill is trying to ensure that our elections are only all citizens who should be aggressively enfranchised to vote, even to the point I really think that if I was in Washington, I would be pushing for the last line of the bill, Pat, and establish the first Monday in November as a national holiday so that people can vote every even year.
I am with it. I am with it. I am with it. I am with it. I'd love for that to happen. Vinny.
Well, Tom, I agree with you, and I agree with you 1,000%. Just really quick, one thing that bothers me, we did what was the earlier poll on what CNN? They're lowering, they're hemorrhaging numbers. I love Scott Jennings, and I love this because he's actually checking them, but I don't even want him to be on CNN. I don't want him there. I want him to leave so that they can, well, hear me out, so that they can disappear once and for all. Scott could be on his own network. Go to Fox, go to somewhere. I get the banter, and I get what he's doing because he's checking.
He loves it.
I know he does because he checks them, but I think he's helping CNN, which I want them to just go away, number one. Number two, to say that, I think it's extremely racist to say minorities, they don't know how to get IDs. These people don't know how to get IDs. And here's my thing. If you don't know how to go get an identification, I don't even want you to vote. Who are you going to be voting for? You're going to be voting for the people that are telling you, hey, listen, you know what I mean? Just get in here. We don't give a damn. Get in here. And I think it's so obvious at this point what the tactic of the left has been. When we were sitting on this podcast, Pat, going crazy, going, where the border's open. What the hell is going on? It's so obvious, and this is it. Anybody against the Save America Act, you are a part of the problem.
Is that the rest of it, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Let me see it.
By the way, it's first Tuesday in November. I got excited there.
The
Save Act isn't just about.
It sounds pretty condescending to me.
The Save Act is not
three-quarters of black voters
That's
who want voter ID.
Just to be clear, the Save Act is not just about IDs. The Save Act is about proof of citizenship.
So what?
Yeah, what's wrong with
It
that?
doesn't. I actually.
But where is it, Rob? Did you go too much ahead?
Because
that's not it.
No, it's right here.
The
Are
Save
too
Act
dumb to
isn't
know
just.
what's good for them? I mean,
the
it
Save Act
sounds
isn't just
No,
about.
it sounds pretty condescending
Just
to
to be
me.
clear, the Save Act is not
three-quarters
just
of black
about
voters.
IDs.
That's not
Okay,
voter
got it.
Yeah.
But that's
All
not
right. Clear, the Save Act
Well,
is
let me
not
get to the
just
next story, and then Adam, I'm going to come to you. CNN has lost nearly half of its audience and all its relevance in the past 8 years, according to this story Outkick.
Huh.
No network on television benefited from Trump's first presidency than CNN, although it remained distant third in cable network behind Fox and MSNBC. CNN openly negative coverage of the president kept the network relevant and viable. Okay? This is the story about what happened with CNN. And then that's the case. That's not the case the second time around. A new analysis from Fox Digital shows that CNN has lost more than 40% of its day and primetime audience from 2017 to 2018. Here's what it looks like. Primetime, 2015 was 711,000. Then they went to 1 million after Trump got elected.
Weird.
Damn.
Drop.
They're down to 573. And then total day went from 489 to 775, down to 432. Adam, why do you think this happened?
Well, because they don't want to face reality. I mean, nobody wants to tune in to watch CNN and watch Scott Jennings just dismantle panels for a living. And if you're living with TDS and you think Trump is the devil and you think he's a Nazi and you think that he's a fascist and you're going to tune in and watch this guy run laps around these woke, useful idiots, you're not going to watch it anymore. You're going to go find a outlet or a newspaper or a TV station or a YouTube channel that's just going to basically pander to your belief system. So the next thing is that I wanted to talk about the SAFE Act. So what we've seen constantly is that Democrats just double down on the 20 on an 80-20 issue. People always ask me, dude, are you a Republican now? Are you still a Democrat? I go, I'm a registered independent, but if I belong to a party, I belong to the common sense party. And what happened was the Democrats left common sense years ago, the day that Trump got elected. And people tell me, dude, thank God you no longer have TDS. And I'll say, thank God I don't have it either. Because I see it every single day, how people are living with this crippling, debilitating disease called TDS. Remember the video where someone was like, Trump goes, listen, guys, want to help you. Don't take aspirin if you're pregnant. And then you have pregnant women being like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. Oh.
It's so stupid out there. So the ID thing is an issue. Guys, 80% of America, blacks, Latinos, whites, even 90%, saying, yeah, let's have an ID to vote. These are 80-20 issues that are layups for the Republican Party, but Democrats want to get on CNN, on national TV, in front of a diminishing audience, and argue why IDs are bad or IDs are racist, when you have 80% of black people saying, no, dude, like, we can get an ID. If I want to go to the club, if I want to go on an airplane, if I want to travel, I have the ability to get an ID.
Vinny, do you think the ability to get ID is racist? Like, do you think that's too much to ask for?
Yeah, Pat, because no, absolutely not. It's actually, you know how disrespectful it is for a black person to say that about other black, like, what do you think of your people? How freaking disrespectful and racist is that? Go get your damn ID. You want to vote. Go get your
26.
Dude, I had an ID I had a fake ID when I was 15. If I could do it, you could do it.
That's my boy.
Vinny, they do it every day in Los
I had
Angeles.
a big idea. I was in a nightclub. People were like, damn, that guy's young.
Thank you for saying a nightclub. It's like debating.
I was out.
It's like debating
Yeah.
whether or not you should show your ID when you go into a nightclub.
Bro, I was out clubbing.
Everybody knows.
2001
What was
was
the
the
club's
name of the
name? What was
club.
the club's name? See if you're-
2001.
What was the name of the club?
It was called 2001.
Seriously.
And the bouncers were jerks. They wouldn't. Anybody from New Britain, Connecticut would know, Pat, we'd have to wear baggy jeans under these tight jeans. The security guys were jerks. And then once we got in, fake ID from a bodega called Sidracas. I got a fake ID. The guy was like, mira, tú quiero, dale.
You're ratting on your fake ID
The
guy
guy,
right now?
that place isn't there anymore, but
Yeah,
all
because
the
they
people
called it
from New Britain,
2001.
Connecticut will know.
Let me guess, they went out of business
2001,
shortly after that.
Pat, I take my shirt and I would just sweat. Oh, it was amazing. I would do the worm.
I haven't been ID'd since I was 12 years old. People never believe my age, but we would go to a club called Carnival in downtown LA. Yeah, Carnival. It was no longer around.
How old?
15 years
Oh,
old.
Pat, I can give you a shout out.
What?
go.
You remember
Fake
the
it till you
name
make
of
it.
every club you've ever been to.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally every club.
I
when I
could
was in
say-
Kentucky, we used to go to this one club, and then in LA, in Avaca, Fifth of.
Yeah. Tom, what clubs did you go to?
Come on, Tom.
Believe it or not,
They didn't let him in.
I spent, high school in Boca Raton, Florida, and we used to go down spring break to the Button, Summers on the Beach, and Penrod's. They were all right together, and right at
Pin rods?
Penrod, Penrod, and then right at the end was called the Candy Store, which was owned by comedian Flip Wilson, who used to have the Flip Wilson show, and he was
Old
on
school.
TV.
Yeah.
And or partially owned by him. But that was, by the way, and that group of clubs down there. There was his act, Geraldine. He would put on the wig and do this Geraldine act. And you know what was amazing? Fort Lauderdale wanted to get rid of those 4 bars specifically because they felt that it was just a problem for spring break. And but
Tom, the comment section is saying you went to Studio 54. You don't want to.
No. And
the comment section is like they saw you at Studio 54.
Tom was out
They're
there.
all over the place.
And in LA, not too far from Dodger Stadium, there was a place called the Shortstop where you would have all kinds of.
Oh, wow. Now we're really getting into
Tom's
it.
just doing blow off the toilet bowl. Did you hear,
what
RFK?
Fun
What does
with
that have
Theo.
to do with?
RFK was saying he was doing
Yeah.
cocaine.
What does that have to
So-
do with ID though?
Yeah. So, but what he's trying to say is
ID's
these
a
clubs
club.
you went to, Tom went with a fake ID. No, we used to go to Florida. Florida, Rob, there was a club in Panama City, Club La Vila and Spinnakers. Club La Vila and
Every
Spinnakers.
club name.
Oh, Spinnakers was right next to La Vila.
Club La Vila.
La Vila had 7 clubs within one club when back in the days MTV used to do its stuff and hard body contests
wow.
and all this other stuff
You won
many years ago. Yeah.
A new Faith Over Fear hat is coming soon to a theater near you. But I just wanted to say, this morning I was listening to Billy Graham, which, Pat, you told me to listen to him. You're like, Vinny, dive in and listen to him. So I'm getting ready in the morning. I'm just listening to Billy Graham, and he said something that I hadn't heard in a while, and it was the Apostle Thomas. When Jesus rose from the dead, Thomas wasn't there to see the resurrection. So Thomas goes, I'll believe that he rose if I get to put my hands in his wounds and in his side. So then he finally sees Jesus, and he goes in there. He goes, God, Thomas, God, put your hands in here. And Jesus looks at him and goes, because you have seen me, you believe. Blessed of those who haven't seen me and still believe. And in that moment, Tom, it hit me. He's talking about us, okay? We weren't there. We didn't see Jesus walk. We didn't see him die. We didn't see him rise from the dead, but we believe, and that is faith in real time. And he's talking about us. And the last one, you mentioned the story about the Nigeria that we're sending 200 troops. Trump is sending 200 troops. They're saying they're not going to do anything crazy, but think about that. Think about the priests. Think about the parishioners in those churches that were bombed and murdered and slaughtered, and they were in that church praying and saying, please help. That is faith over fear in real time, and that's what we're about, and that's what the brand is about. And I can't tell you how many people see me with the shirt, because the shirt's on the back, and just tap me on the back and go, I'm with you. Or they see this hat and they go, where can I get that hat? So you can go on vtmerch.com, get the hat. We have the hoodies. We have Here Am I, Send Me, which is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8 as well. But yeah, just go to vtmerch.com and pick it up.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.